In this video, I want to talk about how I went from an addicted gamer to completely changing my life. So pretty much for almost a decade of my life, I was completely addicted to video games. I'd spend hours upon hours grinding these games, and if I wasn't on the games, it was because of like some sort of forced reason, and all I was doing was constantly thinking about the game and talking about the game, to the point where video games became my entire personality. And if you didn't play whatever games that I was playing at the time, I wouldn't, and I honestly couldn't even talk to you. So in this video, I'm going to share exactly how I went from being a full-time gamer, stuck in a never-ending loop, to now someone who's disciplined, productive, and most importantly, consistent. Okay, so the first thing that you guys need to know is that there is absolutely nothing wrong with playing video games. I personally think they are amazing, and it's a great way to spend time with your friends. Some games can also be good for your brain, and it's fun, right? But the thing is, it only becomes a problem if you are addicted to it. Like, I'm talking spending tens of hours a day on it, which some of you might think sounds crazy, but that's literally what I was doing not too long ago. And this honestly applies to like literally anything in life. Nothing truly becomes a problem unless you become addicted to it. For example, alcohol, fast food, scrolling, that's all fine to do occasionally, but if you're addicted to them, that'll ruin your life. So just first, briefly, I want to just run through my story. It is a very long story. I'm talking decades. Actually, decade. I'm not that old, but anyways. So when I was about 10 years old, honestly, even before that, I would always be playing video games. That was literally all I did in my free time. And when I was 11, I started playing Fortnite on my PS4, and I was hooked on Fortnite, right? I became one of those little Fortnite kids running around, but I was really bad at it. And at the time, a lot of my friends that were so good at the game, and I was so jealous, and they all had a PC. So I thought, okay, I need to get my hands on a PC. So fast forward about 3 years, I finally got a PC, and ever since I got my PC, that was it. I was not moving from my chair. I was grinding the hell out of Fortnite, and at that point when I got a PC, I just started high school. It was my first year, and I did zero work, zero homework, and my grades took a slap to the face. Like, my grades are horrible. Of course, I got in trouble and all that, but that didn't stop me from, like, if I was grounded from playing video games, I would just go on my laptop, pretend to do work, and just watch like a streamer play. So that's all I was doing in my free time. Even in class, I would watch streamers and YouTube videos about Fortnite, like how to get better and all this kind of stuff. And then fast forward into my second year, we got hit with a lockdown, a COVID lockdown. At that time, like, I was thrilled. Like, that was paradise for me. I didn't have to leave my house, didn't have to go to school, and so I was just staying up all night. I was playing, and then during the day I was pretending to join Zoom classes when I didn't attend a single class for 2 years throughout the whole of lockdown. And well, maybe I did, but I just had it in the background, and then I would just watch or play Fortnite. And so that was really bad. I literally sacrificed my whole education pretty much. But anyways, even in my 4th and 5th year, I started getting a bit bored of Fortnite, and that's when my friends they were playing Valorant, and I got super addicted to Valorant. It was really bad. It got to a point where if I lost the games the night before, I would be just so depressed. I would go to school, I'd be so depressed thinking about all the games that I lost. I D-ranked. What am I gonna do? I was literally depressed. But if I won, I would be on top of the world, you know what I mean, the night before. So it got to a point where the game was pretty much like determining my life, like my thoughts, my feelings. And that was just a horrible experience. I neglected literally everything during that. So I think that was the worst, probably worse than Fortnite, I would say. And now we're here. And how did I get here? I just decided I'm spending all of this time on the game. Like, if I didn't have school or anything, I was spending like 12 hours on the game. So I just thought, if I'm spending this long on the game, I might as well just like make YouTube videos, right? So I did that. I started uploading, I started streaming, and I found that pretty fun. And I used to do that as well when I was like a kid. Like, I really enjoyed uploading videos, but we'll get into more of that later. That's just my story so far. Hopefully I didn't ramble on about it too long. Obviously I can get more into some more depth and all that, but so what exactly changed for me? How did I go from playing 12 hours a day to barely playing at all? So the first thing that I actually did was I started going to the gym. Now, at the time when I first started, I never took the gym that serious because I did skip the gym a lot to play the game, but that did add a little bit of structure, and it did take away a couple hours where I was on the game. So that did help quite a bit. And obviously, gym is so good for your mental health and all those other benefits. So I started going to the gym. That was the first thing that I actually did. Literally the first thing. The second thing that I did, I started watching videos similar to these that got me motivated and got me like feeling inspired. I stopped watching like gameplay videos, like those kind of videos, and I started watching stuff like this, right? That really got me motivated. And of course, I didn't take action on any of them. I just got bursts of motivation and hope, I guess you could say, but I never took action. It's really bad, but it's better than, you know, watching the pointless brain rot videos, I guess you could say. The third thing that I started doing was eating healthy. Not only did that just improve my overall health, like at the time I felt sick like all the time. Every single day I felt like I was about to throw up, and I thought there was something wrong with me. But then after a few months of eating healthy, I felt so much better, and that just cleared up my mind so much of like all these negative thoughts that I was having, and that really did help as well. And then the final thing, which probably did the most impact, obviously you need all of these things combined to actually create a change. It's never just one thing or the other. But the final thing was that I started a YouTube channel, and I started streaming and all that. What starting this channel actually did for me, it gave me purpose. I was actually building something meaningful, and I wasn't wasting my time. And because I was uploading YouTube videos, I had to edit them, I had to script them sometimes, I had to make the thumbnail, I had to upload it, do the description, you know, all these things. And that took hours and hours off my day. And so instead of me playing the game for 12 hours, I would probably record for about, like me playing, I would probably just record myself playing for about 4 hours, and then I'd just edit and upload for the rest of the day. That honestly, it completely changed my life. And it flipped the switch from me chasing the next rank in the game to chasing the next YouTube milestone, or chasing getting views or getting subscribers. And I feel like that's such a much better thing to chase than a pointless rank in a video game. That's just my opinion. So the key takeaway for you guys is obviously get in the gym, eat healthy, and do all these self-improvement habits. But also, instead of your main focus being like leveling up in a game or getting this item in a game, you need to switch your focus to something else. So for me, it was YouTube, but for you guys, it can be anything. It can be a business, it can be a side hustle, it can be a book that you're writing, it can be literally anything. That's all you need to do, is find some sort of purpose and start building towards it, and that'll completely distract you. You won't feel the urge or the need to play a game. No matter how addicted you were or how good you were at the game, you just won't feel any satisfaction when you're playing. You won't feel the desire to hop on. You'd want to go and work on your business or whatever. So you need to find some sort of passion and replace it for your game, on top of all the other good self-improvement habits like eating healthy, gym, meditating, journaling, all that. So that's literally all you need to do. Of course, it is not easy at all. It's literally, this took me, I would say this whole thing, for me to master it, like I do not play at all. Like I've gotten to a point where I don't play unless I'm recording, and yeah, I never play for fun anymore. I'm just only to record. And to get from my 12-hour gaming session days to now, it took me 2 whole years to get there, and it wasn't easy. It really wasn't. It was so hard, but yeah, it was completely worth it in the long run. So if you're grinding a video game or whatever it is, you just need to replace the grind and be consistent with it every single day. Because obviously for me, at the start, I absolutely hated editing my videos. It took me so long. I think it took me about 12 hours per video to edit. And every day for a decade of my life, I would spend 12 hours playing a video game. And 12 hours of editing was just so dragged. I hated it. So I just, at the start, I was spending like what, an hour maybe editing a day? 1 to 2 hours a day. I started very, very slowly, and I slowly built my way up. And the key for this is to be consistent, because you might feel really motivated to start something. Like obviously after watching this video, you might feel some sort of inspiration or motivation to start something. But then once you actually start it, you're going to look at all these tasks that you have to do, and you're going to be like, dude, I really do not want to do this. I just want to hop on the game, forget about everything, and just chill out. But you really just need to, even if you do 10 minutes of it every single day, that is consistency. As long as you're grinding towards something that's actually meaningful every single day, it doesn't matter. On a long enough time frame, you'll get out of this habit of grinding games every day, and you will overall become a much better person. You'll be unrecognizable. So yeah, that's all my advice. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to chuck a like and subscribe. I post videos like these every single week in hopes to change people's lives. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.